This is Nala's crib, baby.
Today I'm showing you a special order edition of chicken Alfredo, so stay tuned on how to make it. You're going to need rotisserie chicken. You can just chop it up with your hands, spread it apart. I use 2 chickens, just regularly seasoned. You don't necessarily need gloves as long as you wash your hands. I don't ever use gloves, it just gets in the way for me. And it's just easier to just pull it apart, just like this. So after your rotisserie chicken is all spread apart, in the meantime, I boiled some noodles. And then you'll just dump out your noodles. You could run cold water on them to cool it down, because it's going to be a minute until I add it into the pasta sauce. And I use 2 boxes of fettuccine noodles. And then over here is where we'll start to melt our butter. I know I never showed my ingredients, but I have butter, variety of cheeses, which is Parmesan, mozzarella, and several seasonings. But I'm making a long pan of chicken Alfredo. This is not a small pan, so I'm using extra everything because my client, like I said, this is a special order edition, so this is how they want it. Now I'm just shredding the cheese. I personally like to shred my cheese. It just melts better than pre-shredded cheese, so I always get blocks and then I shred it. Except for Parmesan. Parmesan does not come in blocks. The only option is pre-shredded for Parmesan. So now that my 4 sticks of butter has melted, I'm going to add in some bacon fat. And this is just not homemade bacon fat, but whenever I fry bacon or bake my bacon, I just put all the drippings in a jar, just like your grandma. And I just add in some of that for flavoring. If you don't eat pork, you do not have to add this. This is just an extra step. And now I'm adding in some minced garlic. I love garlic. I think garlic is 100% needed for chicken Alfredo or any dish. Here you'll see me using 3 different types of garlic: minced garlic, garlic paste, and then a second type of garlic paste. And actually, this is like one of my tricks for all of my dishes. Instead of using garlic powder, I use garlic paste for everything. It just enhances your flavors. With the garlic powder, you have to use so much, and garlic paste just steps it up for me. Here I'm adding some Italian seasoning. And guys, mind you, if you see me adding a lot, just keep in mind I'm making a double pan, so you're going to need a lot. Plus, this is just what my client wants. Extra buttery, extra saucy, extra cheesy. And here I'm adding in some flour to make a roux. This is the same steps that you take to make gravy as well. And you're just going to mix it up until it thickens. Just let all those flavors marinate together. And here I'm adding some chicken bouillon. I'll usually add stock, but if you don't have chicken stock, you can just use the powdered version. And let that simmer and let that thicken up. And here we're using some heavy whipping cream. And this is what's going to make this is the base for majority of pastas, heavy whipping cream, or you can use milk or half and half depending on what you like. But I prefer to use heavy whipping cream. And this, you're just going to drizzle some olive oil. It looks extra oily, extra buttery already from 4 sticks of butter, but we're going for the flavor, not really for health. And then you're going to add in more heavy whipping cream, just little by little. You don't want to dump it all in, just a little bit at a time, so all the flavors can be incorporated together. Here I'm adding some whipped cream cheese and also some sour cream. This is not necessary, but this is what I add into my chicken Alfredo to make it extra creamy. Like at the end, when it's done baking, it'll come out like smooth and velvety, and plus cream cheese adds in like that extra tang. Like just it's just an extra flavor. It's just an extra level of flavor. And like I said, you're just going to add in the heavy whipping cream little by little, because with the roux it thickens, and then you add in more liquid to loosen it up, and then let it simmer and mix it all up again. It's just a step-by-step process that ensures that your sauce doesn't have any clumps in it. And because you have so many items that you put in, like cream cheese or sour cream, it can get really clumpy really easily, especially if it's on a high temperature. So you want to ensure that you're always whipping it, just making sure that your cream base is really smooth. And here I'm adding in some Badia all-purpose seasoning, some onion salts, and then this is some Cajun. And please do not be scared to season your sauce, because if you notice, I haven't put like any salt or any seasonings actually. So all this is just milk and cheese. So make sure that you season it really well. And don't be scared to season it either. But here you're going to just make sure all your cheese is melted. And here we're back to the chicken. And we're going to dump in all the noodles. And we're not going to waste not nan noodle. So we're just going to break this up. Make sure all the chicken gets some noodles in it, and you don't have to make sure it's mixed up all the way right here. You just don't want your noodles to like stick together. And here we're going to pour that creamy sauce all over the noodles, and that sauce looks so good. See how smooth it looks when you add in the cream cheese, the sour cream, and that's what constantly whipping it. That's how you'll come out with a smooth type of sauce. So you're just going to make sure it's all incorporated together, spread out evenly. So like I said, you don't have to be scared to add in your seasonings, because when you look at it, you can, even though I put in a lot of Italian seasoning, it doesn't look overbearing because we're making a large pan. But yeah, it goes into the oven, 375, about 30 to 40 minutes, and that's how it comes out. And we're going to get a zoom in really quickly, and it looks beautiful. It looks so good. But that's just how it comes out, nicely baked. Look at all those melted cheeses and seasonings put together. Look at that cheese. That's real food porn right there. That's it, folks. That chicken Alfredo is better than Olive Garden. This is better than Olive Garden. This is Nala's crib, baby. And that is how you get some bomb chicken Alfredo. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.